The year 2025 presents a unique astrological dilemma. You have an unsteady Mars going back and forth until April. Saturn transit happens in end March. Guru does a double transit, with the first one happening in mid-May. Rahu-Kethu transit happens in end of May. And then Saturn turns retrograde from July until end of November. Guru's second transit will be from the mid of October until the 5th of December. No matter what Rashi you are, there is no use in looking at the transit of just one planet. You must try to get a grasp of the net effect of all the mentioned transit. My predictions will touch mainly on Jupiter, Saturn, Rahu and Kethu.
Dear Danush, have you heard about Achilles, the immortal warrior from Greek mythology? Achilles was finally weakened by an arrow directed not at his leg, not at his foot, but the part just above the heel. This is now known as the Achilles tendon. If you get an injury here, you won't be able to walk. Saturn is like your left Achilles tendon. Guru is your right Achilles tendon. Over the next few years, there are plenty of periods when both your Achilles tendons are strong. Make a run while both are strong, because mostly one of them is going to give you pain. At the time of publication of this video, your Saturn is in a formidable third placement, giving you unassailable strength and determination. But he is moving into your fourth house, Meena, on the 29th of March. Guru is in your sixth house, Rishabha, inviting diseases and enmity. There were frequent differences in opinion, which maybe got a bit out of hand and resulted in regrettable outcomes. Hopefully, this hasn't affected your work environment. Rahu isn't helping either, as he is already causing trouble at home and may be affecting the health of your mother. As though all this isn't enough, Mars is in retrograde in your seventh, further fueling anger, losses, and aggression through partners. Fortunately, his retrograde motion ends on the 24th of February and he will move into your 8th house, Karaka. This happens in early April. This will be the start of a cooling down period, and I hope you didn't burn any bridges. The anger which manifested would have put a strain on your relationship with your partner. Not only that, the flashes of anger would have even been directed internally towards yourself. Did you or your partner recover from a minor accident, surgery, or fever recently? I'm just wondering, if it is true, you should be able to recover from this episode from the 24th of February onwards. Please leave your feedback in the comments below. Venus is currently exalted in Meena, giving you an opportunity to spend some happy moments at home. But Venus leaves Meena by the end of May. Saturn enters Meena by the end of March. So that's earlier than the departure of Venus. In the initial few months, there will be a gradual loss of your inner strength, which is replaced by a rise of problems affecting mother, home, cars, and comforts. When I say comforts, I'm referring to all those creature comforts that you enjoy. That hot shower that you enjoy at the start of your day. That moment of peace you get just before you go to sleep. That satisfaction you get where there are no leaking water taps. The fridge runs well. The car just starts promptly each morning and safely gets you to places on time. Now, do you get an idea what all Saturn can do to you? He can disturb any of those little comforts. From the fourth house, Saturn will be looking at your sixth house of disputes and illnesses, the 10th house of profession, and your own Rashi Danush. These are the extra features which Saturn can disturb during his transit. So between the 29th of March until the mid of May, your 10th house receives an unfavorable aspect of both Saturn and Guru. They are both now going to work together and affect your Karmasthana, the 10th house. This can adversely affect your profession. Suppress your anger, bite the bullet and wait. Things will begin to look much better when your Rashi Lord moves to the 7th house by mid-May. If you are impatient, you may either lose your job around this time, or you may make a wrong move and decide to switch jobs. If not supported by a good Mahadasha, you may end up in a precarious position. Who is your Rashi Lord? Guru. Which houses does he own? Your Rashi Danush and 4th house Meena. Why did I say wait until Guru's transit? Because after his transit in mid-May, from your 7th house, Guru will aspect Danush and neutralize the mental stress imposed by Saturn. Now, you have Guru looking at your 10th house from the unfavorable 6th transit. We don't want that. We want Guru to move to the 7th and then look at Danush, your own Rashi. That will be much better. You will be able to think much more clearly. Where will be Saturn by this time? In your 4th house. And again, I want to assure you, the 4th house is owned by Guru. When the landlord is strong, the tenant cannot dictate too many terms and conditions. Guru is the landlord, Saturn is the tenant. From mid-May until July 2026, Guru will be in your 7th house. From the 7th, he will give his aspect to your 11th, 1st and 3rd houses. He mends your relationship with your partner. Concentrate on that. This could be even a lucky period for you to marry. Or, if you're already married, it's time to go on a short trip away from home. Rekindle your love. Fix that broken bridge. Guru's aspect on your 11th house brings luck and even a promotion for some of you. So that's why I said, don't burn the bridges at your place of work. 11th house also signifies friends. Yes, your circle of friends will grow and you will benefit from them through one way or another. Some of you will form profitable partnerships with your friends. The combined Guru-Saturn effect on your 1st house will give you a deep analytical mind, capable of complex thought processes, which will enlighten you about the problems which you're about to face. So you're going to gain the power of deep thinking, deep thought. Your partner will be firmly by your side. This is very good. Your partner is firmly by your side. And Guru's 11th aspect on your 3rd house Kumbha will further elevate your luck related to your own efforts. The next 2 grahas, Rahu and Kethu, will complete their transit by the end of May. Rahu's 3rd house transit is very good. He is swapping places with Saturn. So Saturn is there in the 3rd house until the 29th of March. Then he leaves to the 4th house. Rahu is already in the 4th house. He will enter the 3rd house towards the end of May. So your 3rd house is very well protected throughout. You will continue to rise above your problems through your own efforts. There will be success through competitions, not success through disputes, disagreements, and court cases. So, if you're a chess competition player or you're a sports person, you will have a good year. And how long does Rahu stay in your 3rd house? 18 months. That's pretty much through the whole of 2026. What is Kethu up to then? This is a little tricky. Kethu will be entering your 9th house. There can be a huge disconnect between you and your father or father figures. Either they will leave your life for good or you won't be able to access them for moral support. It can be a tough year for those pursuing higher education. So does it mean all Dhanush Rashi people will fall in their university exams or get their thesis rejected? No. Kethu is a wild card. Sometimes he grants you a spectacular capability of higher order thinking and success in higher studies. But he will only grant you those things after you put in a huge amount of sacrifice. This is the kind of sacrifice that requires your heart and soul. You do that wholeheartedly, you will be really successful. Kethu will be very powerful in your 9th house Simha. While he is in Kanni, he was under the influence of Guru. What can overcome Kethu's disruptive powers then? It will be the power you gain through the 3rd house, your own efforts, your own sincere efforts. Not the kind of efforts you put in because somebody asked you to do this and do that. Kethu is like, son or beti, I'm not giving you any further advice. because I want to see you rise through your own efforts. So much so you rise to a level where you can advise others what to do. I will reward you handsomely once you get things right. But I'm just taking a step back. I'm just watching. That will be Ketu. If nobody is there to give support and advice, then who else can? Well, have you stopped going to the house of God? Mandir, temple, church, gurdwara, or whatever your belief is? Or even if you do, have you lost faith in God? Don't you believe that God sometimes gives you the right advice through the universe? Through a series of events? Or random people who suddenly walk to you and say something which leaves you completely mind blown? Be sensitive to your surroundings. The guide and advice will reach you at the right time. If you have faith, if you can connect with your soul and the universe. Big words here. Yeah, that's Ketu for you. He is complicated. When was the last time you spent some moments alone, interacting with your soul? Sit somewhere quiet, contemplate. If you know how to meditate, well, good. But you don't have to go to a class to learn, to be able to talk to your soul. You just need some time alone. Anyone can do it. Alright, let's go on to the second half of 2025. Saturn is turning retrograde from mid-July until the end of November. Here, the emphasis will be for you to relook at a big project or effort which you started off over the last few years. But you had to abandon that project due to misdirection or lack of confidence, etc. Were you looking at plans to shift residence, build or purchase a new house, or change your car, and then you left the idea because it appeared too complicated? Now you can use the power of your analytical mind and fresh ideas to draw up a game plan. Whether you want to put your thoughts into action or when you want to initiate the action depends on you. But I will give more advice on that soon. For now, I'd advise you that you first study the trends between June and July, because during this period, Mars will be forming a powerful conjunction with Ketu. This can be quite bad for the health of your father, and you need to be prepared to attend to urgent matters back at home. You will be able to get back to the drawing board by August and September. However, another interesting transit happens by the mid of October. Guru will be moving into your 8th house Karka for a few weeks. That's a very strong placement for Guru, Karka. He will return to your favorable 7th house only by the 5th of December. So when Guru goes on leave, that is between mid-October until the 5th of December, that is a sensitive period for you. Be careful with situations that can put you in debt, bad name, and depression. So that's why I said you can use the Saturn retrograde to think and strategize, not exactly to rise and spring into action. The Mars-Ketu conjunction and Guru's mini transit into Karga both has the ability to deliver you shocks which can derail your well thought out plans. From the 5th of December, though there will be ongoing issues, at least life will return into a more stable trajectory. In summary, 2025 will be a year for you to douse the flames arising from disputes, disagreements, and animosity. People who are upset with you can come back and cause you so much harm, especially in the months of June and July, and again from mid-October until the 5th of December. Your partner will not only remain your pillar of support, but also the source of your sudden luck. Saturn's transit does disrupt the sense of calm and normalcy you have been enjoying in the last 2.5 years. You will need to rely on your own intelligence and self-efforts to weather the storm. Friends will come forward to lend you support, but refrain from creating new enemies, as this can turn into a source of your sorrow later on. Whether your mind is set on buying a new house, renovating your current house, or changing your car, spare a thought about the maintenance of these possessions as you lose the strength given by Guru towards the middle of 2026. Good luck.